Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. My name is Jason and the channel is The Everyday Card Collector. In today's video, we're going to go through a Topps run. I know previously in past videos I've been talking about getting into pre-war and getting into some of those different issues. I've showed a Dixie lid and some other things that aren't quite as common as your typical Topps run / Bowman run. But I did want to kind of just show off what I have as far as the Topps run itself. And I selected a certain amount of time. I'm going from 1952 to 1970. I didn't want to go too far beyond 70. Otherwise, the video would have been extremely long. And I know there's a 51, Topps 51, and there's actually a 48, the Magic cards, if I'm not mistaken. But I just wanted to show one card from each of the sets from 1952 to 1970. So I picked the different ones. I picked all graded. I have a bunch of ungraded. Most of these have probably been on the channel, but I kind of figured I'd just do a run of 52 to 70 and kind of get some feedback from you guys. What's your favorite set? At the end of the day, I still love, and my collection is mainly Golden Era 50s and 60s. I am diving into that pre-war stuff. I am looking at other issues and different issues from the standard runs of Topps and Bowman, but I still really enjoy collecting Topps and Bowman. So I figured I'd pick a card from each of those sets. Again, you may have seen them on the channel before, but we'll talk about them. More or less the aesthetics of the card, what sets, what I like about the set, what I don't like about the set, which is hard for me to tell anybody because for most part I like all the sets, but maybe I'll find something to nitpick at. But yeah, so we'll turn the camera around, look at one card from each set from 1952 to 1970, just kind of look at some vintage cards and hang out. So let's get into it. All right, guys, I thought this would be a fun exercise. Like I said, I believe all of these cards most likely have been on the channel in the past. I picked a few that I haven't showed in a while. Again, I went with all graded. They display nice in the stands that I have, so I kind of figured we'd do it in that fashion, and we'll just go set by set from chronologically backwards from 1970 to 1952, and talk a little bit about the designs. So 1970, I know most people feel is a pretty plain design. I absolutely love it. I think I love the simplicity of it. I know these cards are tough to get centered. I just think they're a good looking card. I like the light gray on them. I love the backs on them. So this is my 1970 Reggie Jackson. But it's a simple set, a set that I enjoy. I know the 70s kind of got a little nutty after 1970. 71 you had the Black Beauties, and then you've got in 72 you've kind of got that really 70s font style. You get to 75, extremely colorful cards, but I enjoy the 70 set. I think it's really cool. The next set is 1969, and I'm showing my 1969 4.5 SGC 4.5 of Roberto Clemente. This is the set that got me into vintage. I kind of remember looking at cards as a young kid, looking at 69s and thinking to myself, man, those are really old cards. And that was probably in 84 or 85. So it was less than 20 years from the making of the 69s, you know, roughly 17, 16 years, something of that nature. I'm looking at those cards going, gosh, those are really old and really cool. So that would be the equivalent of now if a 13-year-old kid was looking at 2004s or 5s. So how time flies. But this is the set that kind of got me into vintage, and I love it. That's why I love it. I love the design. I love the circle with the names. I think it's fantastic. Oh, so there's my 69. Next set is 68. I have quite a few 68s and quite a few graded ones. I know a lot of people love this set, and I enjoy it, but it's probably not a set that I'm totally hype on. The burlap background doesn't do a whole heck of a lot for me. You know, I never thought much of it. This is my 3.5 SGC Willie Mays 68. They've got the circle with the team on the front and the position. The backs are pretty cool, but I was never a huge fan of this set. I mean, I enjoy it. Don't get me wrong. I love all of them, but this one doesn't hit the top of my list as one of my favorite sets. But needless to say, I have quite a few. So there's my 68. Next is 67. Again, a simple set, much like the 70 set and a few others will show. And I don't know if I'm just drawn to that for the 60s cards more or less, but I absolutely love the 67 set. And I pulled my 67 Steve Carlton in a SGC 5.5. I love the block letters. I love the green backs on them. I think they're awesome cards. It's just another set for me, much like the 70 set. That's fairly simple, but I don't know. I'm drawn to it for some reason. I know the high numbers are tough on that set, and you know, I think a lot of people enjoy that set more. You know, I thought it was not a real well-loved set, but I think a lot of people do enjoy the 67 set. Next set is 66 Topps, and we'll get rid of Roberto here. And 66, I chose my Lou Brock in a SGC4. Beautiful card, great player. This is another set, probably falls in line with the 68 set. I mean, I like it, but not a huge fan. It's never really done much for me. I have several ungraded cards with a few graded. But it's never been a set that's really been on my radar. Like I said, I enjoy it, but you know, I'll most likely pass those by for other sets within the 60s. And quite honestly, for the golden era, as far as 50s and 60s collecting guys, there's a ton of cards I still need to get. So, you know, I'm going to draw towards the sets that I like more. And 67 is one of those sets. I really enjoy 69s. I do pick up a lot of ungraded 69 because you can get it at a fairly decent price. So, but yeah, that's the 66 Topps. Next is 65. I grabbed my Frank Robinson 4.5. It's been on the channel a couple times, and I love the 65 set, and I think most people do. Blue backgrounds are cool. Everybody loves that pennant. The design was just well thought out and well done, and I just think it's an awesome set. And, you know, talking to most in the community and most vintage collectors, most people really love the pennant and gravitate towards the 65 set. So I am one of them. I love the 65 set as well. So next, 64 Topps. Again, real simple set, one that I gravitate to, and I don't know why. So, you know, as we're talking about what I enjoy and what I like, I'm basically gravitating towards some pretty simple sets, at least in the 60s. 64, 67, and then, well, we'll go to 70. 70 are pretty simplistic sets, but I enjoy them. I think they're great sets. I don't know what it is. Maybe it just invokes vintage to me more than some of the other sets. So yeah, there's my 64 Sandy Koufax. Next set, when I got back into collecting, and particularly collecting vintage heavy, I was not a fan of this set. Now I'm a huge fan of this set. I think the design is phenomenal. 63 Topps, Carl Yastrzemski in an SGC5, a little off-center, but still a beautiful card. And I actually love the circle with the inset shot. I think it's phenomenal. I think the Willie Mays, or not the Willie Mays, I think the Mickey Mantle in this set is an awesome card and one I definitely need to add to my collection. I absolutely love that Mays. And, you know, I have no intention of going for the Mays run, or I'm sorry, Mays. I meant Mickey Mantle. I have no intention of going for the Mickey Mantle run, but there are certain cards I want to add that I don't have. And much as we're discussing sets that I like, one of them is a 69, one of them is a 64, and I want to add the 63. I think those are great Mickey Mantle cards. And I don't own any of those. So still, a lot of golden era stuff that I need to collect, which is awesome. Next set, 1962. A set, again, that I wasn't really pumped about when I got back into the hobby. I think certain cards look awesome in it. This happens to be one of them, which is why I bought it. And this is 1962 Ernie Banks in SGC 6.5. Beautiful card. Wood grain is just phenomenal when the card is clean. When they're not as clean, tougher, because they chip along the edges and it's tougher to find a card that's really, really clean. There are particular cards in this set that I love. So I guess it's not so much the set, but maybe the card itself. I love the Willie Mays All-Star card in this set. I love the Juan Marichal in this set. I mean, just specific cards. For some reason, you know, probably the aesthetics, I'm drawn to them. And, you know, this set doesn't hit the top of my list, but it's still a great set. You know, I enjoy it, obviously. I still need to pick up that Juan Marichal, and I want to get the Mays All-Star. And those are fairly affordable cards. So, like I said, I still have a lot of Golden Era to add, knock off the list. But next we'll go into 61. And I pulled my 4 of Willie McCovey. Again, a pretty affordable set. This is a simplistic set, pretty simple set, much like the 64, much like the 70. You know, I am not a huge fan of the set, although I have quite a few cards from it. I still think it's a good-looking set. I think certain cards look good with the blocks on the bottom there. Certain color combinations and certain cards and certain players look good in it. And I've got quite a few 61s. You know, there are a couple rookie cards in the set that I have, particularly Billy Williams and Ron Santo. And then I have a bunch of ungraded stuff as well. But, yeah, this is the 61 set, and a pretty simple set, and probably one of the simple sets that I'm not, you know, totally drawn to. So now we get into 60, and I think most vintage collectors of the Golden Era will tell you this is their favorite set in the 60s, and it's mine for certain. And I don't know what the deal is with me and horizontal cards, but for some reason I am really drawn to them because this is probably my favorite set in the 60s. Just the color combination of the letters versus the picture on the side and the background, they're just phenomenal. They look great. I actually did a video quite some time ago on this particular set, and I've probably got, I don't know, 15 or maybe like 15 Hall of Famers, and I showed them all, and I've got a couple commons, but this is a fabulous set. You know, starts off 1960, starts off that decade, and they started off with a bang because it's just a beautiful, beautiful set. Horizontal, you know, so tough to display, but I don't know what the deal is. For some reason, I'm attracted to those horizontal cards. 59. I pulled my Orlando Cepeda and an EX5 PSA. I love this set, and I think this set doesn't get a ton of love, but I absolutely love it. I think the circle with the picture in the center, the color combination of some of the cards are phenomenal. I think if you talk to most people say their favorite card in this set is the Frank Robinson. I have that. It's an awesome card, but I just grabbed this instead. But there are a ton of awesome color combinations. I've told you guys in the past in other videos, I love backgrounds in red. So I think some of the red cards, the Whitey Ford, the Yogi Berra, Norm Cash, who is not a Hall of Famer but has a rookie card high number in this set, is just a beautiful card. I think the Killerbrews in red too. A lot of yellow, which kind of cracks me up. A lot of superstars are in yellow for some reason. I think the Clemente's yellow. I think the Aaron's yellow. I think the Mays is yellow, if I'm not mistaken. And it's probably my least favorite color out of all the color combinations. I love the Cepeda and the green here, which is one of the reasons I pulled it. So we'll get Mr. Cepeda up there in the center. 58. You know, I've had a lot of conversations with people in the hobby. Some people do not like this set at all. I do. I just mentioned I love red background cards. This is my Al Kaline in a VG3, PSA VG3. And what's perfect about this, guys, is this is a perfect example of how much that number really means. Look at how good looking that card is. Now, I know it's off the center, top to bottom, but it's just a beautiful card. Displays well in the holder. I just think it's phenomenal. I would never upgrade it because that's a great example to me. It's just a fantastic example. But a lot of people don't like the set. Quite a bit of portrait portrait shots, if you will. There are a couple semi-action shots, if you will. I like the Warren Spahn, the 58 Spawn. I think is a cool card. This set is probably known for having the best All-Star set, the All-Star subset, which are the starred backgrounds in the red and the blue. Everybody seems to really gravitate to the All-Star set within this set. But I don't mind it, but it's probably not one of my tops in the 50s. But still a great set nonetheless. Next, 57. I know a lot of people don't like this set. Hard to read some of the lettering. Hard to read the names and the teams on the bottom, but I think it's just awesome. And again, pretty simplistic set. It really is, and maybe that's why I'm drawn to it. This is my Gil Hodges in a 6, PSA 6. I bought this ungraded and actually had it graded. One of the only submissions I've sent off to PSA, or one of two. I think I've sent twice. But I like it. I like the 57 set. I think the Ernie Banks is phenomenal, even though it's a side profile. I love the Maze. I love the Mantle. A lot of cool cards. I love the Dobie. I have the Dobie. I've got the Mini Minoso that I showed on a recent video. The Pee Wee Reese is very cool. I just love this set. The Campanella is phenomenal. Very simple set. Mostly just picture with hard-to-read names and letters at the bottom along with a white border. But I think it's cool. I love it. So yeah, that might not be the popular opinion as far as sets in the 50s. Next set, for those who watch my channel, you know this is probably one of my favorite, if not my favorite set of all time. And it's the 56 Topps. I love it. I was debating which card to pull as I'm still working slowly on the Hall of Fame run, but I'm kind of in saving mode, so I'm not spending a real ton. But I wanted to pull the one that I recently got at the National, and it's my Ted Williams in a SGC3. Just beautiful, beautiful. Again, horizontal. I don't know what it is with me and horizontal cards. 1960, 1956. I love them. Hard to display, hard to, you know, if you want to display them the right way, they take up a little more room. But just gorgeous cards. You know, the action shot in the background, in this particular case, you can see it's kind of vignetting and fading off where he's swinging, and there's like a little white there to kind of accent the fact that he's in his backswing. It's just a beautiful card and a beautiful set. And not too many cards in this set that I don't like. So again, if I had to rank it, it's probably definitely my favorite set in the 50s and probably one of my top favorite sets of all time. And probably maybe even top 3. So, let's get them back up. So we got 58. Let's get Ted in the middle here. See, already with the horizontal cards, tough to display, so you don't have the room. There we go. So, okay, 55. If you've been watching my recent videos, of course, I'm going to show this card, another set I absolutely love. Beautiful colors in the background for a lot of these. I love the action shots on the side. This is a card that is quote-unquote on layaway from my good friend Joe. I picked this up from him after just going out and having a couple drinks with him, and we chatted, and this is now a card in my collection. It's the 1955 Jackie Robinson, and it's a beautiful, beautiful card. I've mentioned it when I first showed it. It is the partial diamond, so off on the left, you can see the diamonds kind of getting cut off there by the word Dodgers. That was a printing error, or, you know, several of them came off the press in that manner, and they hit production. So you can find a bunch of partial diamonds, and you can find a bunch of full diamonds. So I don't know what the scarcity is, if that makes it more scarce or not. I just think it's cool regardless. So that's my 1955 Jackie Robinson. Oh, I guess I keep forgetting to pull down the next card. So go ahead and do this. 54. I think this is a lot of people's favorite set, and it is a phenomenal set. You know, I look at these sets and I think of people who are actually collecting or have collected the full set. Like I look at the 1960 set, I think of my buddy Billy Ballgame, who's collecting the entire set. I look at the 54 set and I think of John P. John P. collects. He's got the entire 54 set, and it's just a beautiful set. A monster set for rookie cards, as you guys know. And just beautiful, beautiful cards. I love the green of this Yogi. Again, this thing isn't centered perfectly, but it's still a beautiful card. I love his mitt. I love the black and white action shot in the background. Everything about this card I love. And, you know, some of the most iconic sets or some of the most iconic cards in this particular era come out of the set. Obviously, the 54 Aaron rookie is just an iconic card. I think the Jackie in this set's phenomenal. Another yellow card, if you will. But just a gorgeous set. And I would be willing to bet, if you guys are going to comment on what your favorite set is in the 50s or the 60s, I'm guessing a lot of people would say 54. Okay, 53 is another set that is phenomenal. You know what? Probably not as high on my list as you would think. I think the artwork is phenomenal. It's just gorgeous. I've shown this card a bazillion times. This is the only Hall of Famer I'm not showing in this video because I think the card is just so pretty. It is my guy, Sherm Lawler, who I do collect for the White Sox. And just a beautiful card. You know, the mantle in this set is phenomenal. The Jackie in this set. I really love the Minnie Minoso in this set. I think it's a beautiful card. You know, I think this will go, you know, if I were to take a poll, this would be high in the rankings as one of the best sets in the 50s as well. But it's up there for me. But I actually probably would say the three behind this, the 55, 56, and 54, are probably ahead of it. And this would probably fall next. And actually, this might fall fifth. And the reason it would fall fifth is because we're going to show the last set today. I know this video is running long. I'm just enjoying looking at cards and kind of hanging out. And the last set is what? 1952, the iconic set. Recent acquisition, or recent, I got it a while ago, but just got it back from grading. It's my 52 Topps Enos Slaughter. Love this card. Centering's gorgeous. Everything about this card is phenomenal. I love the image of this card. You all know this set very well. You've got the 52 Mays, you get the 52 Mantle, you get the 52 Jackie, all phenomenal cards. Just gorgeous, gorgeous cards. Gorgeous backgrounds, the Jackie in the red, the Mays in the purple. And we all know, you know, we all know the Mantle in the blue is just an iconic card. But yeah, I thought it'd be fun to kind of just walk down different backs on these as well, guys. As a black back. But I thought it'd be fun to kind of walk down the run, if you will, of Topps from 52 to 70. You know, this is a longer video, but it's fun to kind of just look at the sets. And I really want to hear in the comments, guys, what are your favorite sets? So, you know, you can rattle off 1, you can rattle off 5. I don't care. But just let me know what sets you prefer, and then even what sets you don't like. It's just good to hear that, and it makes for good conversation and good discussion, and I think it's fun stuff. You know, I'm going to continue to collect pre-war. I'm really diving into that, but I always need to get my golden era fix, and this was it, and I figured I'd show these cards in doing so. So that's it, guys. If you were still with me from the beginning, thank you. I appreciate it. This ran kind of long. If you like this kind of stuff, please feel free to like and subscribe, and we'll talk on the next video, guys. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.